My mentorships are already, the private mentorships are already posted. So if you would like to do a mentorship with me, they already you're able to check them out and check out on the website. And if you have any technical difficulties at all, contact Dustin. If you have any issues during checkout or anything like that. And I'm starting with the first group of students this Thursday. So if you want to work on mentorship with me and work on your personal goals or any type of specific projects you want to do or any type of guidance or anything, just yes, Dustin, it is recording. Oh yeah, and Dustin just posted the links. And also, if any of those times don't work for you, then send me a message, and maybe other people can also want to move to a different time zone. I'm open to it. Alrighty, let's get going. So let's start with Mossy Rock. I did not get a chance to read you or guys. I didn't have a chance to read you guys posts when you submitted the homework. I was a little behind on that. So if you want me to know anything specifically while I'm working on yours, just go ahead and post it on the chat here, and I'll read it live as I'm looking at your homework. Oh, also, another announcement I forgot. If it's your first time here or you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to my class, Beyond Stick Figures, which we're going to have a new title for it soon. Open to suggestions. But it's going to be, just so you know, we're just practicing. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place today. Give me a second. So this class is about we reinforce our fundamentals, repractice our fundamentals, and the fundamentals of art, and trying different type of techniques and skills that maybe you haven't used before, or maybe something new, or if you're already familiar with this, then just do small homeworks, weekly homeworks that just help you get better and get back to your roots, to the fundamentals, to create new artwork. And if you want to participate in the assignments that I give every week, you're able to join us. And the following week, I review everybody's homework and give you constructive criticism back. So that's this class. All right, let's get going. First one will be Mossy Rock. And this was the image I gave you guys. And the homework assignment. Oh no, I forgot I have to reload all my new brushes. Boo, it's okay. So the homework assignment was to be able to match the shading, the lighting as much as possible as you could to the reference, the values, to make sure that your darks where your oh my goodness, something's glitching today. So like this is the darkest dark here, and here this is your lightest light. But if you were to compare it to black and white, this is black and this is white. So you're able to see that they're not really black black and they're really not white white. So that's what we're practicing with this assignment, to make sure you can match the value range of the reference given to you. And that way, this will stack up later when we do more advanced illustrations and paintings. But this is about, the goal is make sure that you have, how can I explain this? That you have like a control palette, like you have a control value. Or maybe if it's a high key photo, that maybe your darkest tone is like mid gray. Or maybe if it's like a very shadowy dark like a low key image, that your biggest highlight is like a mid gray. So it's like the opposite. This is also another homework for you to be able, this is another assignment or exercise that will help you draw and paint. That way you draw and paint what you actually see, what's actually happening, versus what you think you're seeing. A lot of the times we paint or draw what we think we're seeing, like how the brain is translating the information. But when you really analyze it or pick it, then you realize that what you're seeing is different of what really is happening. So an example of that is, if I were to look at, this also works in, something's going on. I reset Photoshop and it's been acting up. So this works also with like color relativity. but also with values. So to give you an example, if my eye immediately tells me, oh, this is black, but when I drop it, look at this, when I drop it, this is the actual color from there. Well, let me do this sample 3 by 3. Here we go. So if I pick this here, that's the actual color. This is black. Because it's next to this, it looks so much darker than what it is. So that's one of the reasons we want to practice your values with things like this. Okay, let's get to the review of Mossy Rock. I really like seeing what you're doing here, Mossy Rock. I really like that you kept these things from last classes, that you're keeping your proportions right, that you got the gesture going. Very lovely, like great. And so, yeah, this seems pretty good. So when we go back to our lighting, our principles of lighting, I see that you have the core, you have the mid color, you have your general highlight area, and you have a few little hot highlights. So, and your proportions are right. So another trick or technique to do to make sure your values are right is you just make the thumbnail very tiny, or you just squint. So if we make it really tiny, you see how this compares to that. This one feels a little bit lighter, but it's pretty spot on. These ones are pretty accurate next to each other, yeah. Or like if I squint, I will push maybe this a little bit darker and this a little bit lighter. But that's about it. It looks pretty good. Yeah, your dark here is really good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think you did pretty good job in the assignment, Mossy Rock. Yeah, pretty good on the assignment. I also like that you did this gradient on the background. It makes it pop. So going those little extras are always fun. So yeah, looks pretty good. I'm keep comparing and trying to see anything, but no, looks great. Yeah, you nailed the assignment. Good job. How will I make this better? I don't know. Maybe if you want to go extra, just clean out your edges. But that's about it. I think it looks really good. You did a good job. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you guys, I started making this little, I should have it done this week for next week, here on my, up here on the screen. I created like a little board for golden stars. Remember me keep talking about golden stars to give people for doing the assignments and doing a good job. So I'm actually it's like a little leaderboard with everybody's names and little gold stars you've been collecting. And after you get 5, you actually get the badge flavor, like the badge on your actual name on the chat. So I'm gonna put the ones all from last week up, and then the ones from this week. I just gotta finish it, but it's looking really cute. All right, next one. So Mossy Rock gets a gold star. Where's the yellow? Here we go. We go with Hegel. Always, I love seeing Hegel doing things traditionally. Hegel, how do you feel doing this homework? If you're here, are you here? Yes, you're here. How do you feel doing this homework compared to last week's, the first round that we did of lighting? I'm curious to know. Okay. I was very worried about it, but I feel great. Oh, nice. We'll conquer that fear, huh? I love that. I love to hear that. Let me bring up really quick the, where is it? Oh, here we go. I forgot to bring up the illustration samples. So this is that one, and for later, this is the other one. Those were the 2 that I was missing. Okay. And here we go. Orange. And I want to make sure this is red. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. Oh my goodness. I am telling you that this last update is acting crazy. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Well, first of all, Hegel, I want to say that I'm very happy to like see this happening. Oh, sorry, it's being cut off. This is really nice. I really like see this. I like how I have a question for you, Hegel. Is this like the first attempt and this is the second one? Is that what happened here? Because like it seems like this is the first tryout and then this one got everything fixed proportionally. Is that what happened? Yeah, that was the first thing. Awesome. Yeah, I like how you like you like corrected it, and like you even got this little that you even got this little triangle here. That looks really nice. That you got that going. Yeah, I really like how this came out. Interesting enough, I'm interested enough. I will say moving forward to combine them because it's interesting. Like on this one, you got the body perfect and the is a little bit little, but then on this one you got the head correctly, more correctly than this one, and the body smaller. But then it seems like in the final you like combine them both, like what was successful to both of them. So that's really nice. So let's see how this looks. Let's see how this looks with our values. Okay. So when I squint, oh my, well, let's make this a little bit brighter because it's not fair because this is the color of the paper. So give me a second. I'm trying to make this a little bit brighter so we can see what's going on. There we go. Much better. So we can see the white paper as the white paper. Okay, so let's do the trick. We pull it out really big, like we pull it out far away, or we squint. And I will say, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Hugo. Let me see if I make it a little bit darker again, because I lost some of that mid range. There we go. I'll blur that for you to help with the colors. Nice. Okay, so I will say, yeah, that's your darkest dark. Good job. I like I like what you I like that you even got this little guy, that shadow there nicely. But my favorite part I'm glad you did what you did here was the bounce light. So when you guys can see, there's this little bounce light here. You know what? This brush is driving me crazy. My brushes, I need to reset my brushes. Oh no, my brushes are still here. Here we go. I forgot to reset the preferences, not the entire Photoshop. Okay. As you guys can see, there is this little bounce light here, and it's like, delicious. And it's like a Terminator here with a bounce light. And I really like seeing that you did it here. Here's your Terminator and that bounce light. That came out very nicely. Even that you got this dark here, dark here. This is all really nice. And I also see that you erased here to try to get a hot highlight. Good job. Also the face. I'm very proud of how you did the face. I feel like you could have get lost on all of this detail and you didn't. And also you have this bounce light here and you added the bounce light. Good job. This is great. Very proud of you, Hugo. Gold star. And gold star, where is Hugo at? Here we go. You get another gold star. I'm gonna combine them by the end of the class. If I have to make a suggestion for you to make things a little bit better, I will say just trying to go back to the things we just practiced when we went back to the other classes of these guys, but I mean you already have it nailed there. Let me see if this. No, you have it. So maybe now you see this is shorter than yours. So maybe they should have gone like around there. So just go back to like guiding. So in this one, you see the bottom of the belly and then your bottom of the belly. So this one is above this curve. and yours is like on the curve, a little like around here. So just go back practicing your proportions, like not go back, no, like keep practicing your proportions, like relativity to each other. But you did great, and I like the gesture of these two. And I'm very happy that you didn't give up. Like you tried like one, two, three, four times, and good job that you just keep fighting against it until you nailed it. I admire your persistence and perseverance. So good job. Gold star. Yes, I agree with that, Suji. Yeah, that she erased that to get the point across. It's like, I see what you did there. Don't think I don't appreciate you. Or like, I don't see what's going on. I see it. Yay. No, good job. Yeah, nothing else to say. This is good job. Also, Higo, since you work traditionally, do you have any of that little, I don't know the name of it. Maybe you guys can help me out. It is a little long paper pencil that you can smudge with. Yeah, smudge tool. Yeah, do you know about that? Higo, do you know what that is here? We are gonna do that today because we're doing traditional today. Okay, so it's this little guy, and they come in all different sizes and thicknesses. That's what she said. And this is gonna definitely help you to. So when you have these sections like right here, like right there, you just use this little tool and smudge it out, and you're gonna get that softness. So because you do traditional, I would recommend get yourself one of those. They're like $2 for 5 of them or something like that. There you go. Thank you, Dustin. Dustin posted it right there for you. And I think that's definitely gonna start helping you out with smoothing things out, and you're gonna love it. It's really hard to not like starts blurring everything. And there's also something else called a chamois. I think that's what it's called. I mean, that's what it was called when I was in school. It's called a chamois, and it's like a. Do I have it with me? I don't know if I have it with me either. It's like a little piece of soft leather with like it's like a little piece of like a fabric that's a square, and it almost feels like velvet. And the more that you use it with charcoal, the more dirty it gets with the dust of it. So it's great for either like making everything meet gray immediately or like just rubbing a little bit of darkness of pencil. It's like powdery. And that will also help if you want to like go ahead and really quick make like a gray tone, mid tone, and then start picking up or adding. Another thing that I think will help you too, Hegel, if you want me to make a, if you guys want me to do a next class of painting on drawing on toned paper, let me know. Hey Dustin, can you do a poll to asking if people want to do toned paper, or and then one will be drawing with toned paper, and two is like I don't have the material, so pass. So, or maybe we can try it digitally. But if you want it more traditional, can you make a poll? Because I don't know how much people have materials. So I don't want to do a class that, you guys cannot follow along. But yes, good job, Eagle. You get Golden Star too. And yeah, let me know if you are interested in doing dual tonal paper drawings so we can jump on that. Thank you so much, Dustin. You can also use tissue paper to blend graphic. Yes, definitely. You can use tissue paper too. And okay, next one is God Slayer. You love drawing on paper? Oh, me too. I love drawing tonal paper. I actually recently got the pastel color ones, and I'm a sucker for the pastel color ones. They're so lovely. And if you guys haven't seen it, let me know. If we're pulling the chat, say it, put it on the chat. Oh, I want to see it, and I'll pull it out so you guys can see what the pastel tone paper looks like. I use it a lot on my drawings that I say at the conventions. All right, God Slayer time. Go, 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 Slayer. Wow, 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 wow. Alrighty. So this is the original reference. I love I love that you already turned a grayscale, that everybody has turned a grayscale with a trick I taught you. Good job, like always, building your structures really nicely, Godslayer. Good job. I like how you build it. It's so solid and starting to be a little bit more smooth. I hope the gesture drawings worked. I hope the gesture drawings work for you because I'm definitely starting to see it more smooth than before. That your figures from before, they're starting to be less stiff. I mean, this is great. The only thing I will say is angles. When you start watching for angles, this is a softer angle. Yours is more like a 90-degree angle. But again, I don't know if that's our stylization. Maybe that's your style. So I know you're exaggerating, that's your style. So if that's a thing, then I don't want you to like correct you or anything like that. And so I will have, if I will make your drawing better, I will say turn this a little bit smaller angle and then like exaggerating to like what we did with gestures, like trying to see if you can do a single line. And when we talk about landmarks, certain bones and things, but again, this is just if you study the anatomy, you know more about it. It's just certain little landmarks, which this is one and this is one. And this is on the pelvis bone. The pelvis bone, I believe, and like it connects. And you always have that little bump. And this here is from the shoulder blade, like that little shoulder blade out. But again, this is beautiful. And I really like the gesture that I'm seeing that he's turning and this is forward. This came out really nice. That came out really beautiful. And how you did the paws. Just even until today that I draw so many animals, doing little paws for me is so hard, you guys. So trying to keep this looking correctly, it's a little bit hard and you did a good job here. If anything, I would say don't lose the top of the hand before the wrist. This is the wrist. So it will be that you have up. Sorry. You go up. And then the wrist goes down and then the paw, because this is the wrist. And that's the paw. That's like this little part, the top of the hand. But again, I'm just nitpicking here. I'm just nitpicking here to push you guys to see things to like for next round. Because again, when you see me nitpicking like this, it's because you already did a good job. I'm just pushing you for the little extra 10%. Why not go for 110, right? Like I always say, be extra or go home. So now let's go into the grading, the shading that we talked about. Bleh. The shading and lighting that was part of the assignment. So I like that you're trying to smooch things out. You're trying to keep illustrating from the previous classes. That's really cool, Goslayer. You still don't like shading? Question. You don't like shading like, you mean rendering, like blending, or you mean like just dividing the colors? Because if you like to do it like cell block, kind of like anime, that's fine. Or you mean blending it? The blending part. Okay, gotcha. Well, you don't have to do that. If that's not you don't like it and it doesn't interest you and doesn't follow your portfolio and doesn't like tickle your pickle and doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Stay true to yourself. You can even do other things if you want to, like start doing it with like more block with different colors. Like if you want, like start adding even more, if it makes sense, like break it down even more. To give you an example of giving, when I say break it down into even more shades, I'm gonna do an example here of how many you can do. I am telling you guys, why does it do that? It's been doing ever since I've reset these settings. As soon as I filled in with a marquee tool, it fills it with the background, for the color. That's immediately, and I don't know why. Morgan, do you know why? This is something completely new. I have never seen Photoshop do this before. I don't know if it's like on preferences. It's driving me crazy. Sorry, you guys. This is driving me crazy when I'm trying to teach you guys. Do you know by any chance, Morgan? It's like it automatically fills in all my marquee, all my whatever I pick. Where would that be at? Unit rulers, image, performance. Tools. It has to be here. Enable gesture, shift, cover call, enable flick, double click. I don't see it. Yeah, look, Morgan, like if I use the marquee tool, and as soon as I select anything, it automatically fills it. So if it's red, if I have red color, it does that. I have never in my life, in working like 17 years with Photoshop, seen this. I wonder if it happened after the upgrade. This is madness. So, and then when I select, do they have options? This is crazy. Style normal. I have never seen this. I don't even know what to think about it. Well, I wonder if it's just a bug. I'm just trying to select this. This is crazy. Well, I was trying to show you about the posterization when you can have enough different shades of gray Hegel. I'm sorry, Hegel, I'm sorry, Godslayer, is this. So if we go to posterize or cut out, posterize is the same. And here you see the number of levels of how many different colors you can have. So that's this one, you only have 2 colors, gray, like deep gray and mid gray. And you can add more. This one is 3 colors, 4 colors, 3 colors. So you see, if you don't want to shade or blend, if you would like to render like this, like anime style or this type of illustration, you totally can. So this one, you have 8 different colors. I mean, 8 different colors, no, 8 different value shades. So you can paint like cell blocking like you have and don't render, just do it like cell blocking. I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if they have posterize. I don't think so. Charcoal, chrome. No. Posterize, I think the new name is cut out. Oh no, here we go, posterizers. No, that's crappy. Oh, it's different called in Illustrator than in Photoshop. Yeah, fuck it. Well, you get the idea. So going back to you probably yes, you can do it like an adjustment layer too, and you can play with the option. That's true. Reset your tools to their full setting to reset the tools underneath. File. Reset your tools info to reset the tools underneath the top line menu on the show file. Let me see. Right click on the tool icon, regular marquee tool. I don't see it. Are we just talking about regular preferences? Is it here? Underneath the top line menu. I'm not sure, Morgan. I feel like I'm going blank here. Well, I'll get to it later. Okie dokie. So going back to this. Oh, like click on the marquee. Nothing's happening. Oh, okay. So, gotcha. All right. Reset tool. Awesome sauce. Let me see if it does it. Fingers crossed. Damn it. It didn't do it. Ah, why is it doing this? I wonder if I just have to reload Photoshop. This is so funny, you guys. Oh, yeah, it's after the update, everything was, all my presets were gone and now this is acting funky. Okay, I'm so sorry, Godslayer. Let's get back on you. So my first thought is when we squint and make it very small, as you can see, yours is a lot more higher key than this one. To be fair, let me take out the background. Wow, it's even painting it red when I want to make a selection. This is strange. I think I just need to restart Photoshop, you guys. I know what's happening. It's just acting crazy, right? Okay. So the first thing I was gonna say, if we zoom out and you squint, Godslayer, the first thing I will say is that yours is a lot higher keys, more light than the reference. So that's one thing that we were trying to do, was to match the values as much as possible. So let's say if I were to go with like that's 20% more, that's 40%, that's 60. I will say 50%. Yeah. I will add another 50% darker. So this is yours. This is with 50% more dark in it. Let me see. There we go. I hope you can see the difference. That value matches more the reference. On that note, I am gonna review, like, so that's my first note. It will be to make a little bit darker. Try to match it darker. Let's say the darkest dark here is this. Guys, this is acting crazy. It's like none of the keys are working or something. Maybe I just have to restart Photoshop. So that's your darkest dark. Yours, interesting. So this is your darkest dark here. Yeah. And then the darkest dark here is that. So I will say, actually, wait, no. Try it again, sorry. That's the darkest dark. This is your darkest dark. You see the difference? Godslayer, that I was talking about, the like the value is a little higher, like lighter. This is the biggest highlight here. You can barely see it compared to white. Let me see if I can switch this to, my goodness, this is acting insane. So I will say this is the lightest light here. And this is yours. Yours is white. So that's what I was saying. Like, just make all of yours darker, like 50% darker. This is the mid-tone around here. And your mid-tone is here. Yeah. So yeah, just trying to make yours a little bit darker overall. That will be my first, observation. But rendering wise, like getting your lighting correctly. So value, okay, summary, value, make it darker. Yours is too light. So try it again with that. But rendering wise of the lighting, good job. Like, I like that you put the highlight here, nice. You have your shadows. There is like some core in here. There's some cores here too. I like that you're having that bounce light. Nice on the bounce light. That looks really nice. I also like how you added all the highlight edges. Good job. Those came out really nice. Also, I will say, trying to push this guy a little bit more forward out so it's more bright. Right now it feels like this guy It's in the same plane as this guy, but here is darker. So I will say, make that guy darker, make this darker, and that guy darker. And you see how the cheekbone now is coming out. Before it felt more flat, now it's like it's coming out more. But yes, good job. You did a good job. I really like how you broke out the anatomy, and all those angles came out really beautiful on your drawing. All those angles that you did, they came out very nicely. Very nice execution. So he gets a gold star too. Now we go with Blitz. Guys, let me really quick restart Photoshop. This is madness. It's madness. Oh, wow. It's not even showing me my recent files. What is going on with this new upgrade? You know, like open recent? Where are my open recents? This is crazy. All right, time to test it out, you guys. Let's see if it fills it in. 1, 2, 3. Yay! It didn't do it. So it was a bug. What a strange bug. I know. What a weird bug that is. All right, we're with Blitz. I remember that I have this here. I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my mind with all these updates things that are like messing up all of the keys. Okay. So here we go with this one. And I am trying to be fair and oh no, I started doing it again, you guys. What is happening? I think I'm gonna have to like I think I'm gonna have to like reinstall Photoshop or something. This is crazy. I have never seen this. Have you ever seen this, Morgan? Because I have not. I say I don't want to see extras, damn it. Okay. So the first thing will be Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, you guys. This bug is bad. Wow. I mean, I'm trying to select this. It won't even let me. I'm going crazy, you guys. This is insanity. You see, I'm trying to select this and it won't even let me select with a tool. This is crazy. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to push through it. It's driving me crazy. I am so sorry. Like, I wanna have to push through it with me being angry. What is this? Let's see. Press Shift F5. We're going to edit fill. But this is just this select tool. It does it like automatically. You see color adaptation. It just does it automatically, or where is that? Which one? Shift F5. No. Wait, Shift F5. I don't even see that. Color? I don't know. You're talking about this, Dustin? I have no idea. This is crazy. I mean, I'm even trying to select something and it's just, I have never seen this. Oh no, it completely died. I cannot even zoom out now. I'm so sorry, you guys. I never had these issues with Photoshop like this before. Adobe Crash Processor. Let me see what else is Adobe here. Adobe. Photoshop, nothing else. No? Well, it seems like that's it. Here we go again. Part 3. I hate that it's not even showing my recent files. Just by that, I'm already like suspicious. Okay. Here we go. Okay. It did not fill it in. Thank goodness. Test again. Okay. Okay, so far, okay. This is where we're gonna know again if it fills it in when I select it. Okay. I'm like walking on eggshells, you guys. Like, will it work? It's about to do something stupid. And then I am trying to... Okay, it seems like it's behaving. Okay. I turn off extras. I wonder if once I turn off extras, that's the bug. No. Okay. Yay! I know, right? Okay. We're back. Blitz. We're back on you. I'm so sorry. So my first thing will say, my first comment will be, same thing as God Slayer. Yours is too light to match the values. So if you pull out, you see how much lighter yours is. So if I were to, I think yours needs to be about 40% darker. Let me see. This is 40%. No, let me add another 20%. No, another 20%. Nope. 40%? Let me see. That's too much. I will say about that. That's a little bit better, but still too light. There. That's about how much value difference is. So here is yours. This is the, with like 50-60% more black on top. Jesus Christ, why does these extras keep showing? I say no extras a million times. I don't want to see the guides. Okay. So that will be my first thing, to make it darker, to match your values a little bit, to match your values darker. And now let's check out the lighting. By the way, your proportions are great. You did a good job with the proportions when we did things from previous classes. Good job on that. The thing I will do now, I will watch out for to make things better, is your angles. So this angle goes in this direction. This one feels more flat, if it makes any sense. Like here, let me outline this. Oh no, I started doing it again. What a weird bug. I hope you can see the difference of your angle versus the illustration angle. Okay. A way to fix that will be to follow the rules from previous classes of these, like the guides. So if you look at the bottom line here, you can see the gap here and your gap here. That will be an easy way for you to practice that again. Another one will be, let's see, this bump angle. If you find the middle of it, your bump angle is here. No, actually, it's pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty good. It's just like extended forward. Like I can see it here. No, that's pretty good. I'm trying to think, where does the end of the peak is? Okay, that will be another one. It's almost at the 10% on top of the wing. Just is about like 20, 30. No big deal. In general, I really like that you have the gesture. Nice gesture. I see the movement of what's happening. Good job on that. Pan, stop, I'm teaching. I don't know if you guys can hear pan. And okay, now let's go on your lighting. Your lighting is pretty good. I see your core. I see the core happening. You have that. You have your core there. I really like that you did the bounce light. Good job. I will make your darkers, but more dark. I like that you kept this dark. I appreciate that you have the highlights very clear. Even this little bounce light here, you got it. And like that. Good job. Good job on the rendering, on the shading and rendering. That looks good. And I think I have this guy. Because we have technical difficulty, guys, I'm spending like 15 minutes fighting on that. Again, I'm going to go over 15. So make sure I get everybody and I get to what I wanted to get to do today. So here, where was that guy at? Who had it? You had it. God, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Good job. If you look back, I like how I do the selection tool and it still does the filling it in. This is madness. So if you pull out, you see this one is much closer on your value. Yeah, that's much closer in your value on that one. If anything, maybe, um, maybe, maybe a little bit darker. I swear I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind tonight. There we go. Just a little bit darker to match the correct values, the value scale that you got going on. I will say to try and go back again to the things we done, pan stop, to the things we done in previous classes to follow the gesture so you can follow that gesture more. I like the swoop of the back. I like that a lot. And I like that you got your highlights. You got your dark pantalaimon. You got your shadows, darkest shadows, your mid-tone, your highlight. You even have that little highlight there. Good job. I like this little darkness that's going into the light. Nice. Nice. Good job in the rendering too. I will push it a little bit more. I will say try to get a little bit more range, I will say, of the different planes, if anything. That way you can make it, push it a little bit more, I will say. That'll be another 20. That will be really funny, Blitz. That's hilarious. Okay. But good job, Blitz. Gold star too. Everybody gets gold stars today. And Suji, and we go Suji in dark. All right, Suji time. Suji, I want to say your illustration of him, it's precious. It's so precious. It reminds me a lot of I got this, I forgot her name. I met this artist at Livebox and we traded stickers because I completely fell in love with her stickers. And I'm going to show them to you guys. I love them so much that I've been avoiding putting them on anything. But look how pretty. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me. There we go. Look how precious. And they're like pearl stickers. I love them. And this cat reminds me of that. And like she also had this really pretty blue one. Look at how cute. So I feel like this cat that we did here will be like the fourth, will be the fourth one of this sticker collection she made. I forgot her name. I follow her on Instagram. Maybe I'll post her later so you guys can check her out. Her work is gorgeous. I went to her booth and I was like, can we sticker trade? Here's my stickers. I love sticker trading at the art conventions. Okay, so Going back to your review, beautiful gesture drawing. Yeah, gorgeous gesture drawing. The flow is beautiful. Even the eye shape and how you minimize the face. This is a really pretty sculpture. I like how you kept the body and I can see that it's turning like the two beams. Great job on the gesture and the illustration. It's gorgeous. It almost looks like a little raccoon cat. Okay, so with your values, let's see. Dun, 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 the moment of truth. I feel like it's the Morris show coming with the paper. Like, does the lighting match? Does the values match? Okay. I will say on yours, it's a little bit 10% darker, I will say. I will say yours is like a little bit 10% darker overall. If anything, I would maybe see how we will go if we just make it a little bit lighter around here. Does you see that? You see what's happening? Look at yours. Look when we add the lighting. And I pulled out a lot so you guys can see. You see the, because when you see it like this, you don't really see it as much. But when we squint or pull it out, like pull it away, you see the different matching. Besides that, it's pretty spot on. Besides that, it's pretty spot on. I think I really like how you did the angles, how you have all these beautiful angles, this definition of the change of the planes, how you have all of the changes of planes are very nice. Very nice change of planes. And like all the landmarks, everything is very nice. I really appreciate the little details, that the effort and the little details you did. I'd see them in small things like this. This little guy here, if you guys can see this little guy here, is a tiny like dark shadow core with a little bounce light. And the fact that you added it, it's like those are the little details that I appreciate seeing, that you went all out. How will make it better? Just pump up your highlights more. I will say pump your highlights more. And that's about it, really. I mean, everything else looks pretty spot on. Like, and this guy. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. Good job. You nailed it. Gold star for Suji. I want to put on the little board. I'm not going to forget. I want to put everybody on the board tonight. And last but not least, we go dark. Let me get some water, you guys. I'm dying. Total pause intermission. Total pause intermission. Since we're talking about stickers, I also got this Ally box, guys. Look at this ridiculousness, and like, what is happening here? I just can't. All of these stickers that I traded with people, I was just all over it. It's so cute. And last one but not least, this was my favorite. You guys seen Pan Pan? I saw this and I died. Because I was like, that is Pantoliman. That's his face. Like, it's incredible how much it looks like him. Okay, back on track. We are with Dark. So Dark went all out and he was like, I'm a Pokemon catcher and I want to catch them all. Because he's a shader catcher, and look at this. He did all of them. So just there you get gold star. You get a gold star for going all out and doing all of them. I can already tell you from the top of my head that I can see the I can see already the lighting matching. Oh my goodness. I am trying to select these guys without being filled in. Interesting. It only does it on the first one. when we're having these issues. Okay. I'm making it white just so we can compare them. You have to rush dark. Oh, look at look at Dark Dragon. It's like, I'm sorry, you guys. I have to rush and make these amazing things. Like, I really didn't give it my all, even that looks fucking amazing. It's like those people that I see these sketchbooks. It's like, it's just a sketch, and it's like the most amazing finished painting. And I was like, I just want to die, or like, fuck you. I don't know which one goes better. Oh god. Okay, so let's go by one by one. Since Dark was like, you know what, I want to go for MVP this week, and I just want to do all of them. Okay, first thing that we do, like we always do, is we squint, and you already see that yours is too, on this one specifically, yours doesn't have enough range of values, I will say. Doesn't have whites, like whites, and it doesn't have the darks. Again, remember, we are reviewing this as two steps. One, if you have the overall value scale correctly, and two, then I checked you if you did your lighting instructions right. So first we're doing the overall value scale. So on this one, I will say yours, there's not enough range or contrast. I think an easy way to fix that will be, imagine if I were to take whites, darks, whites. You see what's happening? Look at that. You see? So yeah, just need more contrast. So just push your contrast. So more like your whiter's white. Just push it a little bit more. Make like your hot highlights more. Don't be afraid to go all the way there. That's what she said. And your darkest a little bit darker. Like push the little contrast more. And then you have it. So, oh no, I drew on top of your actual thing. Control C forever. There we go. Next one will be the horsey. Where is that horsey? Here it is, the horsey. There we go. Okay, so with the horse, we have the opposite problem. Yours is a little bit too dark on the value. So it's a little bit too dark on the value. So now let's look what it would look like if we made it lighter. Look at that. Boom, there it is. There we go, look. Pack, pack. So I would say this one overall is a little bit higher key, more warm. So this is your whitest white. Pan. Did you guys hear that? And your darkest dark is about here. This is about pretty accurate. But your mid-tone is here and your mid-tone is here. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why your dark is darker. Man. Sorry, you guys. Come here. Behave. So I will just say on this one actually you do not have to push as much as a contrast like this one. This one had high contrast. This one doesn't. This doesn't have high contrast at all. I mean, maybe the little dark shadow, but there's not a lot of range except these two spots and that's it. And the next one will be the kitty cat, which I want to steal it from here. And let me see if I can select this. This is ridiculous. It keeps doing this, you guys. Alrighty. So let's do the whole squinting thing. So we pull away. Oh, look at these. Nailed it, dark. Nailed it. Holy cow, you guys. Look at this. Mega nailed it. Like, yes. Fuck yeah, man. It's perfect. You match those values like triple A, 5 stars. Good job. Hell yeah. I love seeing that. He was like, it was my first try, my second try, my third try. Fucking nail it. Good job. Also, great job on the proportions. I like how you made the ears bigger. It's extra cute. Looks like a little Pokemon, like a little raccoon Pokemon or something. If anything, how will make this one better? I will just push the darks a little bit more. Just push the little darks a little bit more. That's all. Just a little tiny bit. And the highlight, just a little bit more. That's about it. Like, just a little more. That's all. But good job. This is beautiful. And I really like how you kept the angles on it. All right, last one. The cougar. Here we go. That's pretty good. I will say yours has to be a little bit lighter. Just a, oh my God, this is so annoying. I will say just a little bit lighter. There. And you see? And boom. But it's not a big deal. I really like too that you kept how you matched all of this bouncing light everywhere. Even like this one is so subtle. Like you guys see it, it's such a subtle bounce light, but you have it. It's really pretty. It's really nice. Good job. Good job on that one too. I will just say also your lightest light. This is your lightest light. Let me make it a little bit bigger. This is your lightest light here. So your lightest light is a little bit too dark compared to the highlights. This is the lightest light. This is, yeah, that's why it looks darker. Yours looks darker. Okay, so final will be the lighting technique things that's the second part we review. I want to say you did fantastic. You nailed it with the lighting. All of them have, your core, your bounce, your shadow, the mid-tone, the highlight. Your proportions are great. The proportions are great. Yeah, you have all of the lightings and stuff there. All of them, mid-tones, core, cast, shadow, highlights. You did it. You did a great job. Gold star. Awesome, guys. So that was review for today. I have not come up with an assignment for next week. I don't know what to do. So maybe let me think about it and I'll post it between tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And we didn't get to go over the things I wanted to go over today. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go 10 minutes more if you guys want to stay. Because I wanted to get to what I was trying to get to today. You are welcome to stay if you want. And this is what I was going to do with you guys today. So let me move this here. There we go. So I'm not sure how it will look with the camera, but I'm trying to figure it out. Like I say, I'm trying to figure out this setup for me to be able to do the traditional. The thing is, like, if I do the traditional, then I cannot be close to the computer. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do it. I'm going to be using, I love this pencil, and I don't know where it is. Again, officially the class is over, but I'm going to go over these and render this bird. If you guys are welcome to stay, because I'm going to go over a little bit over. Okie dokie. Let me see if I can get on this. I'm gonna have to figure out a setup, you guys. Give me 1 second. Whoop. Ah. And I think it should work. Okay. So I've been doing a lot of pet portraits commissions that I have to finish for clients that I do at conventions. So I'm trying to finish this little bird. Let me see if I turn this off, if it's better lighting. Let's blown out. Yeah, I think that's better. And I usually like to do it with these guys. And it's something new I've been trying out from an amazing artist I met named Jessica Livebox. Her stuff is amazing, and I love her work and how she draws. It's unbelievable. And she draws using these pencils, and she shared them with me and let me have them so I can give them a try. So I've been trying to do more illustrations with this. I need something else to pump my thing up. Give me a second. You guys can see I wasn't super mega prepared because it's just so many technical stuff in like between the cameras and all of that, trying to get it going for traditional is hard. So let me see if I can turn it. There we go. There we go. This is good, you guys. What the fuck, half an hour? Yeah, you didn't miss. Oh my goodness. Yay, awesome. Okay. So this is like more darker, and then this is for lighter. Okay. Hey, Dustin, is there a way to, for the future, when I start doing more traditional with them, this is like those auto focus cameras. Is there a way to make it like lock so every time I do the hand, it doesn't like lock on my hand and stays on this? Oh, so it's disabling it. Okay. Is that something that I can easily do right now? Let me see. Cam 2. I have the properties open. No. I don't see an option for that right now. Camera controls. Like when I right click? Yeah, we can do it later. We're just gonna have to go through it with like this time. So when I make these drawings, again, I need something else to make this higher. That's better. Okay, so usually when I make these drawings, I start with who's my darkest dark, which is the eye, and then I start working forward. I start working forward from there. So the next thing I will say is the wing. So I also like to shade in the direction of the anatomy or the plane. And when I squint, I also see that he has this. I want to make a big difference between what's yellow and his face. So I will say it's about all of this. And then here is Hegel, what I was telling you about. So look how it is now. I wish I can make this much higher. Give me a second, you guys. Let me get like a big fat book or something. Let me get like a bunch of books. I just realized you all saw me in pajamas today. So be it. Maybe this is better. Yeah, much better, right? Okay, so this is what I was talking about, Hegel, with this little guy. And you can see what's going to happen. Look how it smooshes it over. And then with enough time, with whatever it picked up that already has there, I can keep going to other areas. So I do this, or I do a chamois, which is a little piece of fabric, I said, to add the overall color, to overall tone it. Question, guys. Dustin, can you do a poll for me? Since I don't have a homework, since I don't have a homework for you guys yet, an assignment for next week, do you want to have like a week off that there's no assignment this week? Or do you want me to come up with an assignment for you guys for tomorrow? So, Dustin, if you can do me a poll that says no homework this week or give me a new assignment and I'll come up with something. So, as you can see, so I have that little mid-tone here. And he has little dark here too. So I'm going to play with this to give you those transitions. So you can do different techniques. You can do cross hatching. You can do different techniques, cross hatching or things like that. Personally, I like a combination. So now I see when I squint, I see that he has a big dark area here. So let's add that little guy. And then I see that it gets a little bit darker on the bottom. That's when it goes around the eye socket. And then this is the little hole of the nose. And I see a little detail line there. And he has a gradation on his little peak. There we go. So this comes into play with the homeworks we've been doing. So the homeworks we've been doing, when I tell you to match the value of the picture, is because, example, if you're doing commissions like this for somebody, if you're doing commissions like this, you have to make sure you get, the values right of the animal. And this, I'm just gonna go a little bit light there. And I'm gonna make the little eye details. The little eye details are like, the eye goes really dark. And he has a little tiny little spotlight. And I just realized that in general, when I squint, this entire area is darker than its surroundings. This hair. And he, underneath his little eye socket, he has like that little darker spot, and then he has a little eyelid. And then he has a highlight. And I messed up that now that he looks like he's squinting, like he's like angry or something. Like, he's suspicious. So I'll have to go back and fix where I erased too much. That's about right. I want to make a little bit of more contrast where that is. And I see that he has a little bit of darker right here from underneath it when the little head shape goes down. And this spreads in this direction. And when I squint, I see that he has a little bit darker on these areas. And now I want to make a more definite where it's light and dark comes in. Yeah, these pencils, Suji, these pencils are crazy. The amount of range you can have with these guys are super expensive. I didn't even know they existed until they were gifted to me. And they're called Blackwing or Matte Black, and their range, it's insane. So like, if I wanted to show you, it's like I can either go super light, almost like a light HB, and I need to do another poll. How many of you guys know all the differences between the different type of pencils, hardness, and letters? Like, do you guys know what the H, HB, B, and all that is? Do you mind, Dustin, asking a poll of, do you mind asking a poll of like, I understand the pencil letters thickness and softness, or I don't know about it, teach me. So I can go over it. So you can go from like a soft H and then like a medium, and then I can turn into like a B4. So that's pretty crazy. So going back on this little guy, I'm trying to make this little guy a little bit darker. So you see how this is the lightest part of him. So I am trying to build this slowly so we can get to that part. And now I realize that I have to refix my values. So this has to start getting darker altogether. So it can be a little bit different from when the little yellow area is. And then this guy even got more darker. Well, let me take out like kind of these little markings. And so this guy gets much, much darker. Oh no, I hear Pantalaimon coming. I hear you, Terrorizer. Can everybody also hear how you come? Uh-huh. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Nope, I don't negotiate with terrorists. And then here's when you have like those cores. Like there's like a little core here. You can say that this is a little core too. I will just make a little bit of a difference here. We got a little too dark. And then there we go. We're getting there. So this is how slowly I start building the drawings for my clients. And I have 24 to make right now for pet commissions. It's crazy. I have to try and finish them soon. So slowly, that's kind of like how I start building them. And that's how little by little. And then usually takes me about like 20 minutes each. So let me see questions, how the poll went. Where did that poll go? Here we go. I understand them. You do not understand them. Okay. For the people that you don't understand them, for the people that don't understand, I'll tell you really quick. So pencils come in H and B. This is the extremist. This is the hardest. This is what's hard, and this is what's like soft. Soft, I mean the lead. The lead, I think it's called in English the lead. And in between you have an HB. That's why when you were in school, your pen, your yellow pen in school was called a 2B pen. So that's around here. So you got HB, then you have an H, and then you have a 2H, then you have a 3H, and then you have like B, and then you have like a regular B, then you have a 2B, 4B, 6B. I never seen anything higher than 6B. So that's when it gets really, really, really thick and black. Let me see what I have here. Let me see what I have here. So this is an H. You can see the letter there. So an H, it doesn't matter how hard I press, this is as dark as I'm going to get. This is a 4B, which is at the end here. This is what happens. And, oh God, never mind. There is above a 6B. I just found out I have an 8B, which is the darkest I ever owned. And that's what you get. So this guy that I like is a 2B. It's usually what you had in school. So when I press really hard, that's what I get. So the reason these Palomino Blackwing pencils are so goddamn expensive is because these guys have the ability of me doing this and me doing this all in a single pencil instead of having like all of these guys. They're wonderful. I never had them before until Jessica gave it to me, and I'm in love. And now I have an entire box that was gifted to me by my friend Tron. This is incredible pencil. So I hope that tutorial explaining pen softness and hardness helped. Okay, so I think that will conclude how I do these little guys. Oh, usually when I finish all my drawings, I'll go ahead and do this with you guys. This is not done. I always do this when they're done, but it's not done, but this is just really fun. I always give all of my animals no pen. I give all of my animals their halos because they're all special. They're gold halos. And I like to do, and no pen. So usually all of my commission portraits animals, they all come with gold, and then I put gold leaf on it. And I just like to think they're all little queens and princesses. All the little animals are like special little legendary Pokemon. All right, well, any more questions before we finish the class for today? Pen is hysterical, so I gotta go. And I'm gonna let me know. Also, we'll do another poll. Let me know another poll. Everybody wants homework, Andrea. Okay, I'll come up with an assignment for you guys. Let me know too. Is this something that you're also interested on me doing more of my drawings of pet animals for you guys? To give you an example, this is how many I have to finish in the next week. All of these are way past due. So we're gonna be doing from doggies, kitties, doggies, cats, dogs. We have cat, kitty, and kitty. So I have to finish all of these guys. They are already, as you see, I already sketched them out, but now I have to render them. So they're all sketched out without a render. So as you can see, I already sketched them all out, and now we have to do this. Let me know if that's something you want me to do at the end of each class, if you want to draw together. I was also thinking about it, Dustin. I know I keep asking you to make polls, Dustin. I'm so sorry. Once I learn how to do it, I'll do it. Or maybe if I have a class moderator helper, like a class assistant, that would be awesome. And my question was like, do you guys want me to stay? Will you be interested in me staying, drawing and painting with you guys like 30 minutes to an hour after each class is over? And I can do each of these in class or during class at the end. We can all stay together painting. I used to have my Twitch channel show, and that's what I did. I used to paint all the time live for you guys. And I'm thinking of going back to it, but I can also do it here on the channel. So let me know if that's something you will want to do. And I guess the poll will be staying drawing with my animal portraits after class because I don't want to hold anybody. I don't want to hold anybody more than an hour. So this will be like extra. So that's it. Well, I mean, see, I don't think we have any questions. Let me put this back down. I don't think we have any questions. Oh, thank you guys. You're so sweet. All right, we'll do more traditional demos then. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll think of an assignment for you guys and I'll post it. Check on the homework class tomorrow and I'll have a homework for you guys to think about what we can do next. All righty, well, thank you guys. I'll see you. Good job, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Take care.